Hi everyone, welcome to the Card Manager experience in Ramp. I'll be walking you through everything you need to know as a card manager using Ramp. Anything on the left-hand side between the inbox up at the top and the team tab down at the bottom is going to be related to your team. The first tab we'll cover will be the My Ramp tab, which will just show your personal data. You can see your transaction history as well as any cards that are in your name that you have been assigned. You can click into the card you have been issued to view card specifics like the card number, or you can click into any transactions to submit transaction requirements here, like receipts, memos, or any coding fields that your team may require. Let's start at the top under Inbox. This is going to be your one-stop shop for anything that needs your attention. Whether that's a card request from someone on your team that is awaiting approval or a reimbursement that you need to review. If you need to approve your team's transactions, the transaction will go through, but you can come in at your leisure on a weekly basis and approve or decline these transactions. For any transactions, card requests, or reimbursement requests that you see on this page, you will have two options. You can either approve with the green check mark or you can flag. If you are flagging, you're able to give context to the employee in terms of why this transaction, card request, or reimbursement is not in your team's policy. When processing reimbursements from this page, notice that you can change the amount if this was only partially out of policy. Similarly to reviewing transactions, you can review here in line or by clicking into the reimbursement. From there, you can either approve, which you will likely see here instead of ACH pay, just depending on your approval policy. If you click into the three dots, you can also reject. Manual payment may or may not be an option in your Ramp account. If it is, this just means you are approving for that reimbursement to be paid outside of Ramp, as opposed to sending ACH payment. Lastly, we have the Procurement tab. If your team has bills or procurement enabled in Ramp, you will see bills or purchase orders that need your approval in this last tab. Now that we've covered how to approve spend in Ramp, we're ready to dive into Ramp's reporting functionality. The Insights tab is a great place to go to see a high-level overview of your team's spend. I'm going to go back a few months to pull some sample data. You can also turn this into a bar chart by selecting the option on the right. You're able to slice and dice by any Ramp field here, as well as your ERP fields that have been pulled into Ramp. If you would like to export the data that is shown here, you can download the data via the download button in the upper right corner. The Expenses tab is another place to see all of your team's spend. If any of your team members have not submitted transaction information, like their receipts or memos, you can click into the Missing Items button in the upper right corner. This will open a window where you can remind people to submit their missing items by selecting Remind All at the bottom. Missing items may include receipts, memos, or any coding requirements, and this all depends on your team's submission policy. Keep in mind, any reminder that you send manually will be in addition to the weekly email the employee will receive from Ramp, letting them know which transactions have missing items and what they need to submit for your team's submission policies to be met. The submission policies in Ramp have been defined by your finance team. You're also able to go into the Needs Review tab to see something similar to the Inbox tab for anything that's been flagged as out of policy. If you would like to see any of your transactions that have been declined, you can do so from this page as well. Ramp will show you the date of the declined transaction in addition to the reason the transaction was declined. Reimbursements under the Expenses tab is another place to see anything that needs your attention here, just like the Inbox tab. Needs Review means this reimbursement is awaiting your approval. The Cards tab gives you an overview of all of your team's virtual and physical cards. You can also request a card for a team member from this page by selecting Issue Spend. The Team tab is going to show you anyone who's under your chain of command, whether that's your direct team or one of your direct reports team members.